Hey everybody, so 2022 has come to an end, and I wanted to do a recap video of pretty much all the highlights of the channel, as well as things in my life that happened in the year of 2022. There's a lot of things happened, a lot of really good, a lot of really bad, but you know what I mean? You just kind of got to roll with it and take life as it comes. So for those who have been following my channel for a bit, you know that the channel went through some pretty drastic changes. I stopped doing any really kind of physical media related videos, though I did drop a Black Friday haul not too long ago because I just felt like I wanted to keep up that tradition. So I just wanted to go through all those changes that the channel went through the past year. And some of these changes in my life shaped the direction that I wanted to take the content on my channel. So let's get into it. And if you don't mind, go ahead and like this video, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Hit the bell notification because I definitely plan on bringing a whole lot of new content in 2023. So hopefully you stick around. So at the very end of 2021 is when I decided to start doing interviews on my channel. And I kind of like to count it as 2022 because although I did do them in 2021, they were at the very end of 2021. And that would go on to shape where I wanted to go with my channel and my content. Because the idea of wanting to do more podcast style videos had been brewing in my head for quite some time. I just wasn't really sure how to go about it, or, you know, what the format of the style was going to be, what I was going to talk about, or even if I wanted to do it, or if I even had the confidence to do it at all. So before fully diving into doing interviews, I really wanted to just try it out. So I did some live streams with some other YouTubers as guests, and they turned out to be a lot of fun. I mean, we had some really great conversations, and a lot of the questions that I had for my guests were very specific to their personalities and their content, something that I kind of feel like I didn't really see a whole lot of people doing. So I started thinking, what can I do to do things different in these live streams that could possibly, you know, transgress into the podcast style of videos that I want to do. So needless to say, I put in a lot of work to make these live streams as entertaining as possible. So one of the many reasons why I stopped doing these live streams was because by nature, live streams are pretty chaotic. They're unpredictable at times. You can get some trolls in the comments sometimes. You get bots. No one likes bots. Sometimes you just don't vibe with the person that you're doing the live stream with. You may have the same similar style of content. You both may like movies, but that doesn't always mean that that your personalities are going to vibe. Plus, you also got technical difficulties. Technology is not always reliable. Wi-Fi or what your connection might suck. Technology isn't always reliable. So definitely prefer Zoom all the way because I can just record and edit later on instead of having to worry about what's going to go wrong during this live stream. And also just getting people on the same schedule is very difficult. People have lives and, that's understandable. People get busy, things come up. You never know, life is unpredictable as well. There would be many times where I would reach out to someone and they were fully into doing the live stream with me, but we just couldn't get our schedules on the same track. And there were also some times where, unfortunately, I would reach out to someone and they seemed like they were fully into it and were like, yeah, let's do this. And then would just completely ghost me and just never talk to me again. And so when that thing kind of happens, that's when I came to the realization that I should just go for it. I should really just try to book these interviews and do what I really want to do and not be afraid to fail. Because I've always wanted to have conversations with people who have worked in the film and TV industry because I love film and TV. And to be able to talk to someone who, personally worked on projects that I love, or can give me like an insight on how the entertainment industry and how the film and TV industry work behind the scenes, from people who have actually been there or do this for a living. That's great. That's something that I've always wanted to do. Just because you feel like you might fail at something doesn't mean you shouldn't try. Just go for it. If you try and fail, at least you can say you tried. So, it took me a while to kind of really go for it because I honestly was afraid of rejection. I'm thinking what if I try to reach out to some people and they're just like, no? And that has happened. It happens all the time. But that's just life, man. You're going to be rejected or you're going to get a lot of no's before you get some yeses. And when you do get those yeses, it's fantastic. It's a great feeling and it motivates you to want to keep doing it. And let me tell you something, being rejected or being said no by someone in the film industry is a lot better than being rejected by some low-level YouTuber with a giant ego. So with that being said, I also wanted to use this opportunity to kind of recap all of my videos and give you my opinion on all of the videos that I've done this year and my quick little thoughts on them. So to start off, I have to say that I owe pretty much everything that I'm doing now to a wonderful human being by the name of Brooke Tranter. She was the very first person that ever gave me the opportunity to interview them and ask them all these questions that I had about film and TV and directing. So without her giving me that chance, I probably wouldn't have the motivation or the confidence to keep doing it. And I don't know if it shows in that first video, but I was extremely nervous because I had no idea what I was doing. Because me thinking I wasn't going to book anything, I just reached out to a few people. I got in touch with her agent and she set me up with a time. And I was just like, whoa, this is happening very fast. I didn't expect it. I was thinking that maybe it would take like a couple weeks or so, but they got back to me very quickly. And so I was just scrambling to prepare everything. And luckily it turned out well. I didn't, completely ruin it. So one of my favorite human beings on this earth is Shannon Bashir. I was already a big fan of her stunt work, but after having the conversation with her, I just became a fan for life. And I will continue to support her in all of her endeavors, whether it be stunt work or the amazing work that her and her team do with the indigenous community. The joy that her and her team bring to these kids on the reservation is incredible. And it's absolutely admirable. And, it's amazing beyond words. She's just so positive and full of energy. And her smile is just absolutely infectious. Truly a lovely human being. Thank you, Shannon. So my first official video of 2022 was the interview I did with Jonathan Todd Ross, the American voice actor for Merrick in the animated series Yu-Gi-Oh!, which I am a huge fan of. I absolutely love Yu-Gi-Oh! I've loved it since I was a kid. I was very heavy into the card game as well. I still collect cards. I still watch the show as much as I can. And so being able to talk to him and his approach to the character and, like his interactions with the fans throughout the years was absolutely a dream come true. So huge shout out to Jonathan Todd Ross for that interview. It was a great time. And also I was able to get my Yu-Gi-Oh! Box set here signed by him. It was also great. This is probably the most precious thing that I own. So yeah. All right, so if you haven't watched Doom Patrol, I don't know what you're doing with your life. It's probably the best TV show out there based on a comic. Also, go watch the interview that I did with Stephanie Chikowski, who plays Hammerhead on Doom Patrol. One of the most badass characters I've ever seen. So that was a really cool opportunity to talk to her about Doom Patrol because I was literally just fanboying the whole time. Just like, I love her character. Just someone that I truly respect on and off screen. She plays the most badass characters on TV, not only with Doom Patrol, but also on MacGruber, the series. But off screen, she's also a very strong and resilient person that I truly respect it so much. She's had her battles with cancer, and it was probably one of the most heartfelt conversations that I've had with anyone on here because we just got very personal, and and I really appreciated her opening up to me. So Caitlin Newberry is a name that I think everyone should remember because I think she's just going to be great. I think she's going to be a great talent. She's already done some really good work that I really enjoy. She's very diverse in her roles. I think she can do it all. She can do dramatic roles. She can do, action sci-fi. She can do horror. She can do some psychological thriller, some period pieces. I think she's just so diverse in her work. And, she's great talent. And she's also just extremely funny. Watch her skits and all her videos on Instagram. They're amazing. And she's also got the greatest nose in the biz. Now, Renelli Santiago is definitely someone who's very recognizable. He's done a lot of great work, especially in the 90s. He's got some 90s classics under his belt, like Hackers with Angelina Jolie, Con Air with Nick Cage and John Malkovich, and Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer. Dangerous Minds is one that I think that everyone will recognize him for. Such a great actor and just such an awesome human being as well. Very positive. That just wishes nothing but the best for people. And by the end of the conversation, I felt like I had just made a new friend for life. And, that's like the best thing that I can take away from all of this. Angel Rosario Jr. is another up-and-coming actor that I think is just going to do some great stuff. He's already been involved in some really cool projects. I was able to catch pretty much all of them. He did a episode of Law and Order SVU. He was in, the Winchesters, Cobra Kai. He also did the MacGruber series with Stephanie Chikowski. And, the 2022's DC project, Black Adam. That was really great to see him in that, When I was in the theater and I seen him come up, I was like, hey, I know that guy, Really tough exterior, but don't let the hard looks fool you. The guy is just incredibly humble and just a very nice dude. So, I wish that guy nothing but the best. Tiffany Cornwell is definitely the most professional actor that I've ever had the opportunity to have a conversation with. She's very serious about her craft, and she just has a good eye for great projects, because I think she has the talent to pretty much play it all. Whatever you need her to do, whatever character you need her to play, I think she's got it. She's just that talented. All right, so my very first international guest all the way from London was Gemma Gordon. I absolutely adore Gemma, and although I've loved every single episode that I've done, I had the most fun with her because it didn't feel like an interview. It felt like just two friends having a conversation. After our episode, we stayed in touch, and we talked pretty regularly about just life and everything in general, and we've become really good friends. So if you really enjoyed the episode with Gemma, don't worry, she will be back. We've still got a lot of stuff to talk about, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Love you, Gemma. So you may know Brenda Coates as the daughter of pretty well-known actor Kim Coates, but she's also a great talent in her own right. Another actor that puts so much care and love into her performances, and it really shows because everything that she's been involved in is very entertaining to watch. Make sure and go check out her projects, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. I had such a great time on our episode, and afterwards my face hurt from just smiling so much. Love you, Brenda. And my latest interview hasn't dropped yet, but be on the lookout for that, where I sit down with Colin Jones, an actor who I've come to know on a personal level, and, have come to call him a really good friend. So this year, I also got a chance to sit down with a friend of mine named Tex. Check out his channel and his content when you get a chance. He's, I said it before, and I'll just continue to say it. This guy makes like the best videos that I've seen. He's definitely my favorite YouTuber, and I'm not just saying that because we're friends. So we ran through a good number of topics over a span of 4 hours. It was also the first time that I was able to try something different with the videos. I knew no one was going to sit down for a 4-hour long video, but I decided to do something new with these videos, and to make them just a little bit more easily digestible, I cut them into different segments to reflect the topic that we were discussing in that certain video, and then just uploaded them by episodes related to segments. And we ended up doing 17 episodes, so go ahead and check all of those out if you can. So now on to the highlights of 2022 outside of YouTube. I started doing reels on Instagram, and I've had a lot of fun with them. At first I wasn't really too sure about it, just because I just saw like a bunch of people trying to chase trends and just trying to go viral and be famous for, Instagram reels. And then I started doing them for myself, and I just found them to be just very fun and entertaining to do. Sometimes you get some really good ones, and sometimes you don't. And I think that's kind of the funnest part about it, is like, just putting something out there and being like, are people going to like this? And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I mean, I do have one that got pretty popular, and it just took me by surprise. And it was just something that I wanted to just throw together because I thought it was funny. And, and it was related to Stranger Things, and the new season had just ended. So that probably, hyped it up more. But I put a reel out, and it ended up like getting, I think right now it's at like 204,000 views, and it just blew up out of nowhere. I just remember posting it, and then I went to work, and all day, like, my notifications were just blowing up. So I mean, I got overwhelmed by it. Honestly, don't know how these people do it. People who put out viral videos all the time. But admittingly, it is really fun when a lot of people enjoy a reel that you post. Another really cool thing that I got into in 2022 was going to signings. I've been watching some more anime, and I started looking into other voice actors, and I was able to go to some signings and meet with some people. I was able to meet Abby Trott, who voices Nezuko on Demon Slayer, and I was able to get this signed, which was a very cool thing. She's very kind and very sweet, so I really appreciated that. Someone who also am trying to get on to the show so I can have a conversation with. Abby, if you're watching, open invitation. Another person I was able to meet was Najee Jeter, who plays Miles Morales in the Spider-Man Miles Morales game. Let's see if I can get there. Yeah. I really like people like him. Very down to earth, has a lot of love for the fans. So I really appreciated how nice he was. Very cool guy. Najee, open invitation too, if you ever want to come on here and have a conversation. So I've always been someone who has never really been a huge fan of California. I'm from Arizona, so I've just never been a huge fan of California for some reason. Probably because there's a lot of people and everything's expensive. But in 2022, I was in California 3 separate times. I went in April the first time for a concert, a kind of a last minute thing. I'm a huge fan of this pop star from Norway named Sigrid, and she doesn't really do too many American shows out, at least in my area and stuff. So when I found out she was going to be in LA, I was like, I have to go. We drove out to LA, saw the show. It was fantastic. And she also released a new album in 2022 that I was a huge fan of, and I got this vinyl here and got it signed. So that was really cool. And then in July, we took a family trip to San Diego, went to the zoo, went to the beach. And it was actually the very first time I was able to check out the book off in San Diego and was able to find some really cool stuff that I haven't been able to find out here. And just my luck, Sigrid was doing another round of shows on her new album tour. So she came back to California in October for 3 shows, and no brainer. I was like, yeah, I'm going to those shows. So we were able to catch 2 of her shows. The third one was unfortunately canceled because she wasn't feeling good. But yeah, the shows that we were able to catch were absolutely amazing. You know, the crowds are always awesome. I've been to really big stadium shows. You know, I've seen Taylor Swift in concert, and like the really big stadium tours, they're a lot of fun. They're very elaborate, but they're not as, you know, they don't feel as personal. You know, no offense to any like big artists or anything, but like I really enjoy more of like the smaller venues because it just feels a little bit more personal.
I'm just trying to find the best key to sing in today. I really want to give like the best thing, you know?
That was probably like one of the best highlights of 2022 was being able to see Sigrid live. Like I said, she's one of my favorite artists. The energy she has on stage is just amazing. Hopefully in 2023 she does more shows here. Before we wrap up 2022 highlights, one funny thing that happened to me this year was randomly running into Lena, the meme legend herself from the Overly Attached Girlfriend meme. If you're not familiar with it, here's a picture. So I just like randomly bumped into her down here, and she's, you know, she's very low key. So I just appreciated the fact that she was very open to, you know, just like, you know, taking the picture with me and doing the face. Another open invitation for Lena if you want to come on my show. You know, check her out on Instagram. She continues to just post a lot of really funny stuff. So that was the recap of pretty much everything that happened to me and my YouTube channel in 2022, and I hope to continue to put out content for you guys, and hopefully this new year will bring a lot of good things for me again. You know, I know not everyone out there had a really good year, but hopefully the good outweighed the bad, you know, and just don't dwell too much on the negative, you know, because there's always some positive there. And you know, sometimes you just got to make it happen for yourself, because I truly appreciate all of you guys, you know, for everybody who stuck around, everybody who keeps watching my videos. It really does mean a lot. And just the fact that you're able to set aside some time to actually watch my videos, you know, taking the time out of your day to watch my videos, that's incredible to me, because I mean, you could literally be doing anything with your time, but you're watching my ugly mug on a screen. Hopefully you guys have a great 2023, and hopefully 2022 was at least nice to you.
This video's great. I wish I could show my appreciation for this video. I wish I could respond to it somehow, or be notified in the future when this channel updates, because it's so great. But I don't think there's a way I can do any of those things. Fuck.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe!
Oh!